Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the boat. I've got me bits of wood here today because we're going to be carrying on with the 12 volt boat electrics, although this part of the video won't be very electrical because what we're doing is we're going to be making some kind of framework to sort of fit on here or however I do it, to then put a flat board which I'll then use to mount things like the fuse box and other electrical components. So that's what we're doing today. So there are a few things I've got to contend with. That is the steering mechanism. I can't move that. That's got to stay there, along with the control cables. This one, I'm not sure. I think that's just a pipe stuck on there. I'm not sure, and that might come off. But I've also got the incline of the bulkhead. I've got to contend with that. And I've also got screw holes here, which had the original battening on, which I might be able to use to build my framework. So those are the three things I've got to take into consideration. Right, I've just taken that pipe off, and what that seems to be is another control cable. I'm not sure why there's two. If anybody knows why I've got two control cables, then please let me know, because this one here, just, you know, if you steer that way, it pulls the cable that way and vice versa. So yeah, not quite sure what that's for, but I've taken that off because that was sticking out right around here. Now that's just there like that. I might cut that down just to keep that covered. Right, I've spent a lot of time thinking and working out what's best. I mean, I was going to make a really complex framework here, and I don't really need to be honest. What I've come up with so far is that, well, this piece here is just sort of showing me where the panel is going to come down, so I have an idea where it fits in, and then I need to build the framework up to that. This is what I've created so far, which is going to go about there, like that, and then that'll, this board on the right hand side, this piece on the right hand side, which effectively will be the board, will fit onto the front of this. Now at the back there, those two battens obviously can't just hang there, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another batten across here, not this stuff, something a bit flatter along there, and then I'm going to fit brackets, these angle brackets, onto there or sideway. I haven't decided yet which these will then attach to, so that will then be attached there like that, because I can't point when I'm holding the camera. This piece here can't fit into the side of the boat there, but it can fit on that side, but I might not need to because this panel on the front will just hold it in place. So that's the plan so far, and then at the top here I'm going to put another batten across there, with maybe some bolts sticking through and little wing nuts, so when the board slots up there I can just tighten the wing nuts up, and then if I ever want to take it off I can just undo the wing nuts and it come down. So yeah, that's the plan so far. Right, it's template time again. Bit of a gap there, so that needs adjusting. So I'm going to go to about there and then across. It won't go all the way down there, but yeah, that needs fettling. Template city now. Right, so you can see there on the left hand side we've got that template that contours the sides there, and then on that side there's that tiny little bit up there. I didn't really need to do that, but I've done it anyway. That one stays up there like that. I've marked on the other template so I can see where the join, I've measured there, that goes right the way across, measured there, and measure there. That's going to go across there. So that should be the template. So I need to cut that out now. I need to take that home, cut that out, and then my framework that comes out here, that will fit onto that and push behind there like I did with that one there. It'll push behind and then secure on the front, and then I've got two holes here that I can put a batten in with brackets and attach the, I might not need to attach at this top side actually. If it's up behind there but it's secured here, I might not need that. So that's something I'll need to look at once I've cut out the faceplate, and then I can start cutting out for things like that then. So yeah, that's where we're up to so far. It's that time again. We've cut a jigsaw piece out, and now we just need to see if it fits and my templates were correct, and that should nip up there like that, and oh yes, not too bad. Once that's carpeted, that'll be fine. That's going to be okay. It's leaving a reasonable gap underneath for if I want to use the sink, and I can maybe put some shelving under there or a light or whatever, but for the time being, yep, that's going to work really well. So now, I did have a think about this overnight because we are on day 2 now. I was going to fit the bracket out here and fix it to this front panel piece, but once all the wiring's in situ, it might be difficult taking the panel off. I could put longer wires and drop it down, but I think I might do a little framework here that this just secures to in a sort of quick release way, where I can just take the front panel off and all the electrics are just mounted here rather than on the back of the board, which is how I was going to do it. So I'm going to be thinking a little bit more about that today. Okay, progress made. I've now created this sort of bracket, and due to the angled bulkhead there, I've created this bracket here that pivots like that, so that when that is in position there, that will pivot up like that. Obviously that's not straight at the minute, but when it's pivoted at both sides, that should be more or less on that mark there for when the panel goes on the front. So yeah, I just need to secure this piece where that original batten used to be. There's 2 holes there, so I can pop through the other side and secure that. So that's what I'm going to do next. There we go. I know that's not level, but that'll tweak. That's not an issue. So I've now got that, and I'll get the board, the panel, that will go up there like that and butt up against that. So that is now against there. It's perhaps a little bit back, but not by much. Yep, that's good. I'm happy with that. I've had a change of plan. Like with all good projects, you adapt, improvise as you go, and I've been sat here for a good 10-15 minutes. At some point I'm going to want to put some extra instruments in here, and I'm going to have to cut out, and they're going to be like this, they're going to be at the back, and I don't want anything interfering with that. So I've got this here that drops down. So what I've decided to do, that is bugging me, I need to put another strut in there. What I've decided to do, because I was going to put that there and have this on show, so if a fuse blows I can see the LED, but the chances of fuses blowing is going to be few and far between, I hope. So it's not something I'm going to want to monitor all the time. If I've got an issue, I've got a pretty good idea it's going to be a fuse, so I take the fuse panel off. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to put a board on here and mount that on the board there or there, and wire everything in with wires that are long enough. And then if I ever need to get to the electrics, I undo whatever screws I've got with the panel, take that off, and then I just drop this down like that, and I can work on it, do what I need to do, add any extra wires in or whatever, and then whoop, back up it goes, put the panel back on. And on the front of the panel I may have this timer, which is going to be used with a cool box, so it switches the cool box on and off, saving the battery. And that might just be there or there with a little cutout that square will come through the panel and you'll be able to see it. Other than that, on that panel I could put hooks, I could put a bulkhead light, I could put a little shelf to put pens in, anything. So that panel is just going to be a cover for the electrics, but it'll be on the outside, it'll have whatever I decide to put on there. So I think that is the way I'm going to go. Day 3, right, platform installed. I've had to cut out a little bit there for this control cable, but that now comes up. I've put little pilot holes in there, and I've also drilled some holes in the panel. So now all I need to do is hold that in place and secure the panel, and then see how that looks. Right, that's it in situ. As expected, because of the weight of it, and there's nothing actually holding it up, it has, you can see it's dropped a little bit, but that little bit there just holds it. And having these screws in, putting them in, actually finding the pilot hole in the back of the batten was difficult. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put bolts in the batten coming through a hole this way with wing nuts. That's the international symbol for wing nuts. So then I can just locate the hole over the bolt and then put the altogether now wing nuts on. But yeah, that's quite pleased with that. Not pleased with that, not so bad with that. So I have got a plan for that, which I will demonstrate now, but I just need to take this back off again. Right, so that's going to be there, and I want it to drop down like that, so I can mount things like this on there, and the fuse board on there, and then it'll all zip, pop up like that. So the plan is, and also up here I can't really put a batten because the front panel is right tucked up behind there. It's that close to that, it sticks out too much, and no matter what I put on there, it just gets in the way. So keeping it simple, all I'm going to do is I'm going to attach maybe some kind of wire or paracord or something to here, and then when that comes up there'll be hooks here, and I can just clip the paracord on and it will hold it up like a sort of, I don't know, like a hammock. And then when I want to drop it, I can just unclip the paracord both sides and just drop it down. So it'll just hold it in place, and that'll be enough to hold the board that's on the front in place at that it won't drop down because of the paracord supports. So that is the plan. Now I do intend to neaten this up a bit and make it look a bit more aesthetically pleasing, even though you're probably not going to see this unless you're working on it, but I'll probably paint that. Underneath I'm going to put another panel underneath which will be carpeted. I can put a light under there or whatever, so that'll all be neatened up. So yeah, that's basically it. All that remains to do now is start mounting all these. We'll start with the fuse board first, get it in the right place so it's not impeding on the steering mechanism, and then we can start wiring up, and that is going to be the next video. Right, that's it for this video. I'm going to have to be quick because my microphone is flashing red, so I don't know whether you're going to be hearing this or not. But anyway, this took quite a while to get sorted, but I'm happy with it now. We can now progress onto the electrics and the wiring, which is what the video is all about really, and that's going to be coming up in the next video. So I hope you enjoyed that one. If you did, please give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to click on that bell icon so you don't miss out on my next video every Thursday 7 PM. And the next one, we're gonna start wiring. Still flashing red. I hope we got that, because I ain't doing that again. Anyway, Beat.